Hi, my name is Gianfranco Fabian, and I'll be doing Who's Afraid of God of Carnage presentation. Alright, so you might be asking yourself, oh, who's afraid of God Carnage? Well, technically, it's two plays in one. So, quick summary of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, part of the Who's Afraid of the title. Virginia Woolf revolves around a married couple with George and Martha, who have many problems with illusion and what is real, such as a kid they supposedly have, but P.S. it's not real, along with stories they said which weren't real as well, and played many games with lots of abusive harm elements, especially with Martha's flirting. But in the end, George kills this kid, putting an end to these illusions and games. A quick summary of Carnage. Carnage revolves around a kid who was hit with a stick by another kid, and their parents would discuss about relationship and life as their kids, as it slowly dissolves into absolute chaos. As the wives get drunk, and one of the husbands become a lot more hot-headed than the other one, and the other one becomes more interested in the phone and his job. Maybe shows a bit of priority. However, the movie seems to just cut to the credits, with the kids just talking it out of nowhere. A lot of symbolism is present in Virginia Woolf. However, one of, if not the most important piece of symbolism is the bit, referring to the kid that they don't have, since Martha turned out to have a hysterical pregnancy. It turned out, however, to have... the quote. There's a quote saying, "It turned out, however, to have been a hysterical pregnancy," saying that George thought Martha was pregnant. But it turns out that she just went back down. This could have caused Martha to believe they had a child, as shown in the beginning of the film. Just don't start in on a bit about the kid. That's all. Even he knows that the kid is fake. He's always known about this lie, but he still decides to play with it. Another quote saying, "Alright, love, whatever love wants." He said this 3 times in the play before. It just goes to show that he goes with whatever Martha wants to keep the peace. Rosa, can you go? Symbolism in Carnage. Symbolism in Carnage is a lot less obvious, but it's still noticeable. The flowers seem to be very important, as it is said about the film. But if there's a more important piece of symbolism, it's most likely the hamster. The hamster was more likely to be presumed dead. Quote with Michael, "I murdered the hamster?" However, at the end credits, it's shown that the hamster was perfectly fine and living, and then the camera pans to the kids talking it out, possibly showing that the conflict was able to be solved on its own, as the parents were becoming more and more chaotic, just for the kids to solve it with no help at all. Similarities and differences. While the bit or the child is non-existent in the wolf, the hamster in Carnage is certainly real. While yes, there could be the argument that, oh, it's just a different hamster, I don't really think so. But the similarities is that they both play the most important part, usually around the end of the film / the play. One of the central themes in Wolf is about reality and illusion on what is real. This goes to show that their entire relationship itself is full of lies, so is the child, the boxing match story, and possibly even the love they have themselves. It shows that sometimes people believe their lies so much that they make it part of their own reality. Central themes in Carnage. The main theme is about conflict and how, due to the responsibility of parents taking care of their children, it seems that they have to resolve everything by themselves, as they are adults and children can't resolve anything for themselves according to them. But it turns out that in the right circumstances, adults can get into even more childish things than children do themselves. Now, can a play be done in the either time era? Short answer, God, no. For long answer, if Wolf was done in the 2000s, the police would be called on whichever kind of abusive or manipulative event was done at all. More specifically, when George comes out with a shotgun and pretends to shoot Martha, saying, "Boom, you're dead." That would get the police called on you immediately for attempted murder at that. And along along with that, with what I'm guessing everyone thought when we watched the movie, Martha had sex with Nick. So that already had some incredible divorce going on already. Honestly, Nick and Honey have insane patience for staying with them all night. However, if Carnage was done in the 60s, it probably would end the same because there's not really a lot of societal norms that gets shown a lot in Carnage. So, what Carnage could play in the 60s, Wolf is an absolute no-go to be done in the 2000s. But yeah, thank you for watching, I guess. I hope I get a good grade.